Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Dexter Season 8, which is the final season in the original series. And oh boy, yeah, this was not good. Did not like this one bit, no. Let me see. There's some stuff I did like about it. Like, I really liked Masuka's arc with his Doddle. I thought that was really sweet. Really humanized Masuka. Um, Also, the Doddle was in Chicago Fire, so that's kind of cool. Um, I like Batista this season. He's really good. And I don't like there's so much stuff about the season I don't like. So it's definitely the ending, but I'll get to that in a minute. The villain this season, for the final season, your villain is so bland. I don't get. It's your final season. You'd think they'd go all out, but compared to every other villain in the series, he's just very weak, and you don't really care about him at all. Very one note kind of. I feel like with like the Ice Truck Killer, or Arthur Morgan, or Miguel, or Colin Hanks's character, you had some sort of dimension of them which made them complex and interesting. But this guy is just bland, and he's like the Taylor Swift of villains, just bland and uninteresting. And his mom kind of sucked too, because the show kind of inserted her, like retconned her into Dexter's development. She was really the one pulling the strings, but she just told the dad what to do, which I think is kind of lame. I mean, it takes agency out of the Harrison's character. So I felt like that was unnecessary, and it really didn't have much to do with anything. I think Deborah and Dexter's relationship kind of resolved itself too quickly. I think that relationship should have stayed unresolved, because out of all that trauma she went through, it's like 8 months later and everything's fine now. Like, I, I feel like that should have been left unresolved, you know? And if you're gonna kill Deb off, I don't know, just that I don't mind, but the way the finale is done. So Dexter, so Dexter leaves his son with Hannah, a serial killer who has previously shown no resolve when killing innocent people. So he tried to poison his own sister Deb, who he loves more than anybody else, as shown in every single season of this series. Yet he entrusts his 5-year-old son with her. It's kind of odd, huh? It's a bit strange, but it gets worse. Okay, so Dexter, he he takes Deb off of life support, which I mean is fitting. Yeah, it's he doesn't want her to suffer, but he's somehow able to take her body out of the hospital with nobody noticing. Now, yes, it was during a hurricane, but still, do you think there'd be security guards or something noticing this guy in plain clothes? He doesn't disguise himself as a doctor. He just takes her entire body with him. He, then he takes him out of the He takes her out of the hospital onto his boat, which is conveniently parked right in front of the hospital, and the hospital conveniently right on a dock. Then he takes his boat into the ocean in the middle of a hurricane, somehow survives. It's not explained how. It's like the Riderback fall from the Sherlock, except dumber. And his ship is found insanely in the wreckage, but he isn't. And none of the hospital security cameras pick up that Dexter killed his own sister and took her into the boat with him. And then becomes a he becomes a log guy. one of those guys who cuts logs, lumberjack. It just seems like a very stupid ending. It seems rushed. They clearly haven't thought this one through. I don't know if they wanted to open the doors for the spin-offs, but from what I've read, the spin-offs were never really planned from the get-go. New Blood was just ordered several years later, after the horrendous reception of this finale, which, that makes sense, because this finale was absolute dog shit. It's right up there with Game of Thrones. It was awful. So, yeah, what an awful final season of an otherwise great show. We had 7 amazing seasons and 1 dog shit season. Many such cases. So, yeah, that was awful. I'll be talking about Dexter New Blood in September, though. So subscribe below if you want to see me talk about that. Hopefully it undoes the damage that this piece of shit final season did. I heard New Blood was better. But, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, forgot to give you my ranking of all the seasons. Obviously at the bottom, number 8, season 8. And then season 6, then season 3, then season 5, then season 7, then season 1, then season 2, and then season 4. But the first 7 seasons are streets ahead of season 8, which is really bad. Okay, see ya.